Hey guys, Sash here. Let's see, I have no idea how I'm going to synchronize this, but basically this is going to be a post commentary of a little bit of gaming that I did like a little while ago. So I've been thinking about getting away a little bit from Armored Core. Got a capture card coming in, so I mean I will eventually be getting gameplay of that. But in the meantime, ended up joining a cute little gaming clan called VFG, and for that I feel like I'm just gonna do some more maybe quasi-regular uploads of just gameplay of me doing, maybe some off Xbox things for the most part. So what you're gonna see right now is me trying to do a dungeon in Titan Quest, which is one of my favorite games, basically a Diablo type thing. I really love the shit out of this game. It's fucking great. So right now I'm doing Parnassus Caves, and like I said, this is post-com, so basically it's gonna be my first time talking over myself, doing whatever. This was actually just a OBS recording test, but whatever. It handled it better than I expected. So basically, you just see me running around, smacking shit and looting things. I don't know what much to explain here, because I can't really relive the moment quite so well as I would like. I guess I can talk about my character a little bit. I'm actually really bulky for this part of the game. I've pretty much skipped out on doing like skill point stuff, like just getting skills, and dumped it all into my mastery, which means that I get bonus stats as opposed to bonus abilities. Which, I mean, that's nice. I have like literally more health than a health potion will heal. Oh yeah, so as you can see, I'm just looting shit just because, whatever. Those little yellow items are delicious. I like getting those. They sell for higher than the normal standard and broken things, even though I'm not going to use them. And also, I don't really ever have the need to buy anything, which is kind of funny. All things considered, that I'm like looting everything. Let's see. So you can see that I'm dual wielding. I have like an axe thing and a big sword. That's because I'm a mix of a warfare mastery and a spirit mastery, which means that I have like all kinds of offensive abilities and shit, and mostly just a bunch of passives. Like I only have two actual warfare abilities that I can use, which is my onslaught, which as I attack things, they build these little rings around me. You can see, and every time I get one of those, you see they build up quite a bit. It's like more damage, offense, and like attack speed and whatnot. And then I have that other thing that lets me gap close, this little multi-hit attack. Spirit Mastery is a really cool support mastery, though. Basically, it patches up my offense versus undead, which are usually immune to like bleeding and poison damage. So that means like I can just hit them really hard with on the elemental side. Oh, right there I get plagued, and I'm like, okay, I need to kill you. I pop a health potion because it's spooky. Yeah, I have a couple other spirit abilities. Actually, I think I just have one for right now. The other two are buffs, and one of them I'm not using. But I can do a Vision of Death thing, which just spooks the shit out of everything around me, which is pretty spiffy. This is actually my first time to play through seeing these rat men. I mean, I played through this game multiple times before, but this is, starting fresh. And I didn't remember that they could show up this early, which is a little bit weird. They're not actually a really threatening archetype. They're pretty squishy. Although they have a lot of, like, just bleed and plague procs, which not so fun to deal with, but not that big of a problem. Also, my main enemy, just because I'm a really heavy armor character, is these archers, just because they can pierce through my armor, and that's a pain in the ass. Which I think that's cool how they balance that in this game, is that archers, they have, and like normally archers like attack fast. In other games they're good DPS, but they have like no bulk. In this game, that's what casters are, and archers just pierce your armor, which is fucking mean, but it's cool. So yeah, it looks like I've cleared up this upper floor. Oh, those dead green things, those are arachnos, they're basically spider monsters. I kind of hate their guts, but they're really fun to fight. And, I mean, like, the standard ones I'm fine with fighting, but there's a couple smaller ones that are just really nasty. Like, the standard spiders, I think, are more dangerous than the actual arachnos. Yeah, that little catacomb crawler. You see I do the fear thing there to get a free engage. I have a sneaking suspicion that, the standard spiders, I mean, they do lifesteal, I know that, but I also have a sneaky suspicion that they deal, like, some kind of vitality damage, which just ignores my armor. And you can see I took a lot of damage there, and I really don't know why. So anyway, it's just going to be clearing out this little dungeon. Parnassus Caves is just before, like, it's maybe the midpoint in the first act, and it's just before I start actually going ham on shit, like fighting big bosses. I might actually be near the tail end of the first act, I don't really remember. Yeah, no, it's the midway point that I'm remembering. Alright, so I'm sorry if I'm, like, coughing or swallowing or whatever. I actually haven't eaten yet, and I do get a little hungry sometimes. I see another spider camp there, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck with that, so I fear him and then go in, try to kill these little catacomb crawlers. Arachnos overseers, they just have a lot of bulk. They're not actually that strong. Unless they're quest enemies, in which case, I don't know why, but quest level enemies just have really crazy stat increases. And that's displayed by like a white ring around them. But these guys are just average, so I can beat through them pretty quickly. And you can see I'm starting to level up, so I will actually level up during this little commentary. I think I have 26 minutes of footage-ish. Which actually is going to be a lot to talk through, and I haven't prepared any water or whatever. Oh cool, I get a couple of health and energy potions there, so maybe I can drink vicariously. Oh, anyways, if you're wondering what that little, maybe like a blue-green aura around me is, that's the Death Chill aura from Spirit Mastery, which decreases enemies' health around me by 1 to 3% of their max health. It just softens them up. Oh, those Orthus there, little two-headed dog things, I really don't want to fuck with those, because that fire attack, if I don't have good elemental resist, that will just burn my health away. So if you saw I was playing a little cautiously, that's probably why. I have good fond memories of this game, which means that I do remember what enemy archetypes to fear, although I've never played like an actual dedicated melee class like this. So I may be overestimating my abilities or underestimating, or yeah, well, whatever, underestimating my abilities or overestimating the ability of the enemies to murder the shit out of me. Here it looks like I go in and I heal before attacking. I'm not entirely sure why, but I come out with, oh god, the Orbed Broodmothers. Those things are nasty because they'll web you down, and let their other little spider buddies just destroy you, and they summon more spiders, which is really annoying. Not that I'm arachnophobic, I just do not enjoy fighting those. Oh, you can see me, if you hit W, you switch to an entirely different weapon, which, in my case, I have a bow. Although, as I reach this point in the game, I really stop needing to use it whatsoever, just because I do so much goddamn damage with my melee options. Oh, there's a quest enemy. This is a quest to avenge like a widow's husband or something who was killed by a boar man. This is the first time I see this enemy archetype, and they're not actually that tough. I kind of just tank this dude and fight right through it. He has a pyro skill, which shoots out a couple little, or no, it's earth mastery skill, I should say. Shoots out a couple little fireballs. I safely ignore that and just beat on his ass till he goes down. He gives me Boarman armor, which is actually really good armor, and it's enchanted with a yellow thing. So, I mean, I would use it, but I have a pretty superior armor to begin with. There's a little secret quest, well, not secret, but it's like a quest blacksmith that I can go to and get a lot of goodies before this match, or before this dungeon. So I went ahead and got my equipment all, you know, it's into the second act already now, so I probably won't need to replace it unless I get some green or blue items. Speaking of which, I only have one green item right now, and that's the little axe thing that I'm using, which actually dropped from Quest Arachnos. Yeah, you can see me here, I'm checking that out, Grieving Widow side quest. But I will actually be getting my first blue drop of the run in this little dungeon, and I get pretty hyped about that. I'm so hyped to the extent that I like ignore the enemies around me and go to like check it out, which is pretty funny. That might be coming up here shortly. Anyways, if you see those little red particle effects around things, that means that I'm draining health from them. My chest armor piece, oh, you see, that's the reason why I don't like spiders, is that they have some of them have a little cloak thing around them that makes them hard, like they're transparent, hard to see sometimes. So I didn't even notice that Stalker the Widow, or Orb Stalker, whatever the fuck it is. And yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage to me because I kite it, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, my armor has a life leech retaliation effect, which is better, in my opinion, than actually having an on-hit regen effect or on-hit health seal. And you see here, there's just so many enemies. I get ensnared, and I just decide to tank through them. So I pop a heal, and I actually get dangerously low, in my opinion, before the healing starts kicking in, and I kill everything else. But there it is, Fellblade. And you see me hesitate there for a sec. Oh no, there's another enemy. Well, I immediately go check this shit out, and I recognize it as I think it's a rogue weapon or whatever. See, it's got that +2 to lethal strike and a 60% extra damage to demons. Which, demons are a really tough enemy archetype that definitely do vitality damage. Which is really nasty, because it can just tear through your character really quick if you don't resist it. I think that's just what the demon archetype is all about, just doing straight damage to you. So I'm getting kind of low here, but I'm pretty absent-minded, because I'm like, oh, I just want to check out this fucking weapon. Alright, so I go down here and clear another camp. Oh, you can see in blue, below the enemy's name, it says Insectoid. That's basically the enemy archetype. You can get like bonus damage to those. Most of the time in the early game in Act 1, it doesn't matter whatsoever. But now that I have a weapon that does damage to demons, I'm definitely going to be using that. But it's also better than just everything that I have right now. So I'm trying to figure out where I can fit that in. So there's Death Wither's leg tip, and then I have this other thing. It's only a yellow, but it's from the next act, because the blacksmith is just so fucking good. So right here I'm just checking my DPS numbers, see what I can get. If you're playing this game or you're just wondering why I'm using a yellow item over a green one, which green is better, it's like an epic, blue is legendary, yellow is sort of just enchanted or some shit. Since I have a whatever weapon that is, I don't actually know, it's enchanted with destruction, which that's percent damage as well as a flat damage increase. And that sort of just means that it's overall going to help my DPS out considerably. And since I'm not really worried about one-shotting enemies, because I can't at this stage, I'm just going to be beating through them, and that little extra damage is nice. Oh, you see this big orange bat thing attacks me, it's got a little star underneath it. That's a hero monster. As you see, I get a little XP bonus for that. Sometimes in my, like, either a farming run or just going through a normal dungeon, I'll get hit up with a bunch of those and they'll just deplete my stockpile of potions, because they can be really difficult to kill. Oh, so here I take a couple of Orthus to the face, and I don't actually take that much damage, so I guess I was overestimating their abilities. So yeah, just gonna go through here and loot everything, which that's to be expected. That's all I ever do in these games. Yeah, I should probably go get some food after this. Anyways, these little bats are pretty cute. They can drop enchantments that's like Bat Fang or something. I actually need like 5 of those to get a, I think it's called a, oh, I totally don't I don't remember. But there's these lovely, oh goody, a battle marker. Anyways, I'll finish my thought. There's these little enchantment things you can put on your person that'll give you like just flat stat increases, and one of those I have a recipe for. And it needs bat fangs, but I haven't had anything drop for me all run regarding bat fangs. So I'm like, oh goody, bats, but they're not dropping anything for me. Yeah, there's an Orthus that I tank right to the face. I'm like, I don't even care. But yeah, that battle marker, I'm gonna end up going back to that. Those are shrines, and they can give you really crazy good buffs. Oh shit, there's a Lemos. So those two, you can see me running the fuck away, because I remember these things are monsters. All of their attacks are life draining. You see them doing that drinking animation. That makes them really tanky, really difficult to kill, and yeah, it takes me a really long time to get through these guys. And they also crit me twice, maybe 3 times. And so I'm like, okay, you guys are really spooky. And I think I had to heal like 3 times or something there. But anyways, those little shrines will give you humongous buffs, but they're only temporary. And in this case, a battle marker is just perfect for me, which means my attack speed and attack damage are through the roof now. And I'm just going to just beat stick through these enemies. As you see, the ragdoll physics go crazy there, and I send things flying. Which is lovely. If you ever bashed a cave bat into a giant pit, well, it's a lot of fun. So here, since this buff is temporary, I just want to, you know, maul as many enemies as possible before it runs out. So I go in and I immediately just decimate that Orthos, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty crazy. I also have that 6% damage to demons, and that's just tearing things up right now, because that's kind of what I'm running into at the tail end of this cave. There I find the exit, so I'm just like, alright, my buff's gonna wear out, I'm gonna go loot everything. So I loot this little bone pile. I don't think I really get any other good loot. I might run out of inventory space, I don't remember. But, pretty inconsequential, actually. I basically cleared the dungeon, just gonna go mop up a couple other things. Oh, look, rat and... Yeah, there I level up, actually, so I guess we can talk about this a little bit. I mean, after I kill everything. Those little plague bearer guys, they're kind of nasty, that poison buff. Poison in this game, it slows your movement and attack speed as well as lowers your health. So, considering that my attack speed is the sole source of my DPS, I really don't want to get poisoned. But yeah, so here I'm just going to dump points into strength and dexterity. I'm doing it every other level where it's either strength and health or strength and dex. Here I'm in the Warfare Mastery and I want to get Crosscut, Battle Standard, and Warhorn. That's 2 new abilities and passive. Warhorn's going to stun everything nearby me, and Battle Standard is going to give me a damage buff and I think like a skill point buff as well if I'm near it. Which means that basically all my everything is going to be better, but it's immobile. And so I just I move my quick slots around, and you can see me mousing over to just check what things do. So yeah, now I have a fear and a stun and an AoE sort of buff, which I don't know why that rogue goes in on me and I just kill him instantly. But yeah, that's gonna be me quite a boss killer, I'd say at this stage, because I can just get all kinds of buffs and debuffs and clear big waves of dudes. I don't think I popped those out quite yet. I think yeah, because my mana just is not in the best place right now since I'm a warrior and I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of mana to spend on just frivolous ability spam, although that's certainly something that I'm prone to do. So as you can see, I just go through and grab all these goodies, and I think I make my way out of this cave here shortly. Let's see what else to talk about. Yeah, forgive me if we enter dry spells as I run out of things to talk about, because, well, part of this game is going to be runbacks. And in a live com I will be definitely talking about whatever has just occurred, but in this case I'm just grabbing loot, and, laying in bed talking about things is not exactly my strong point. You'll see that some of these things like necklaces and beads, I haven't had any real reason to use any of the ones that I picked up, simply because my current jewelry equipment is just fucking great. And I don't need resistances at this point in the game because they offer just such low resistance percentage. Like it'll be like, oh, 12% or 13% you'll like lightning resist. Like I haven't run into any enemies that use like, strictly lightning damage that I actually care about. Although, speak of the devil, I think I do get bolted here by one of these main ads eventually, and that just nukes my health, which is hilarious to see actually. Anyways, yeah, these main ads are, they're like beast cat women things, whatever. They prefer like hunting abilities and things, which can be silly, can be problematic. They're not the worst enemies to come across. They go down really easy because they're just not that squishy. I mean, they are quite squishy, pardon me. That alchemist there, I'm like, okay, you're kind of spooky. Oh, there's that bolt. No, I guess it just doesn't do that much damage to me. I don't know, I remember getting bolted by something, one of these sorceresses, and I just lose, like, all my health. Maybe it isn't today, but whatever. But yeah, they have, like, I think they have, like, 3 different caster classes, and a bunch of just hunting and poison, whatever, rogue types. And you can see that one's just wailing on me, I forget to kill it. So I'm here in the sort of in-between dungeon spot, just clearing out whatever I see. I think this is the part where it's just going to get pretty slow because I picked up an EXP shrine and I just want to kill everything in sight, and I have to go back and loot everything because, I want to min-max my buff. And it runs out there, which, whatever. Oh, something to note is, sometimes when I get hit, I have, they're called like one-point wonder abilities, where you pretty much just throw 1 point of your skill points into them, and they trigger pretty randomly. I have one that's an 8% chance to proc, something that basically doubles my offensive ability for a short time, which whenever that triggers, it's just like my cue to go in and go ham. Oh, there's a Hasto destruction, or Hasto, whatever. It's unfortunately a spear, so I will not be using it. I'm pretty much sticking to swords, clubs, axes, etc. Because spears you cannot dual wield, which dual wielding is basically the one reason that you're going to want to use the warfare class. Oh, here I get wailed on for whatever reason, and it kind of becomes a stalemate. I'm not sure why I'm not killing those guys faster. Not really a big deal though, because, well, there's more enemies to kill. Oh yeah, and about here I'm starting to miss my poison damage from that green weapon that I had a while back. That little Arachnos leg tip. Which it does like, I think, 60 poison damage or something over time, which is, it's not significant at this point. But it does just, like, if I nick an enemy and get them to really low health, it'll probably kill them afterwards. Oh, here I do get some pretty low health, so I heal up and I pop the Warhorn to get some stun off. And I gap close over here on this Alchemist. I'm like, okay, you must be the source of the damage. And she goes down almost immediately. And I'm like, oh, never mind, it's just the Huntress. So I kill her in like 4 hits. And then go take care of these armor-piercing tracker things. I throw it on my battle standard, sort of just to see what it looks like, and I go over here and just destroy these guys. So basically that's what all my abilities look like. Hopefully it will not be as lame, I guess, when I go ahead and do a live com. But yeah, that's basically all there is to this game. At this point I'm going to go clear out the last couple little enemies on this map. And then you can see the top right, the minimap is displaying. There's some goodies over there that I'm going to want to go to. And that's basically just going to be a boss fountain. Well, another dungeon fountain, I should say. Because there's going to be a huge war camp in the next little bit. Oh, there's a little essence thing. The artifacts or something? I totally forget. But those things can buff your equipment in specific ways. Here I get a little bit low, so I pop Warhorn and then just go kill these stupid DPS and monsters. Because they're breaking my armor and I'm not happy about that. So in the future I'm probably going to try to get some piercing resistance. Just because these archers are really giving me a headache. But anyways, there is a massive, just big war camp thing that I have to clear through. And that's going to give us a lot of different enemy types. Probably going to see the bread and butter here of Greece, which is Act 1. And that'll be the satyrs, and followed by, I think, a lot of undead, basically, and a couple of demons. Which, that's a really fun level to go through. Simply because you kill all kinds of everything. Although it probably can get a little bit boring since I will have to, loot everything and whatnot. Oh, up there's some big purple motherfucker. Oh, great, he's a hero monster. So I'm like, okay, drop battle standard. And we're just gonna go in and start going ham. Because, oh yeah, I do fear him there because my health starts getting low. But yeah, since I am a melee hero, literally all I can do is just heal through enemies because there's not a lot of strategy in having to, like, throw out spells or position or whatever. I just have to go hit them a bunch. Oh yeah, so here I'm just sorting out my inventory. There's not a lot of garbage there. All those little red things is just shit that I'm not going to be able to use. Because, intelligence characters and whatnot. I've not invested anything in intelligence other than what my Spirit Mastery gives me, which is a support mastery. So I'm not really relying on most of its abilities. I'm just getting, like, a couple of really helpful buffs, like the Death Chill or whatever. Yeah, these little malevolent Arachnos, they undergo quite a different variety of color palette swaps throughout the areas, which it can look pretty cool towards the end of them because they get their own armor set and such. So at this point my inventory is full. I'm probably going to stop picking up, useless items, and I'm just going to go run to the boss fountain here real quick. Or I should say war camp fountain, whatever the fuck. I think I'll probably break up the war camp into 2 episodes just because that's a lot of killing. And there will be a boss at the end, which is actually a triple boss. And that's an awesome fight. Which I actually don't have a strategy for since my only strategy is beating things to death. So here you can see my gap closer actually misses, and I'm like, oh damn, I have to wail on these freaking stalkers and shit. So I stun them all, and I'm just like, I don't have the time to deal with this. Yeah, bulky archers, I think, would be the death of me, unless I can get some pierce resistance. I think I've only died, like, maybe once or twice this run, and that's simply because I ran out of potions. I'm a really bulky character, as I said earlier, and that's not really going to matter much in the long run, but whatever. I mean, your equipment is really what's going to be carrying you through, less so than your skills and abilities. And at this point, my bulk is such that I can't actually heal myself with like 2 lesser health potions. So I go touch that rebirth fountain, which is basically the respawn point. I'm like, oh, it's a satyr trader. That's weird. And so I basically just clear my inventory. And we're going to be coming right back here. Well, I guess momentarily if you click on the next episode. But we'll be starting off here and just going ham and killing basically everything in sight, because that's what this next area is going to boil down to. So you see there, I got a draining axe, and that sounds handy. But yeah, here I save and quit, and yeah, that was maybe like a month ago I recorded this. But whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. So like I said, I will be doing a couple more of these. I really want to do like an important moments playlist of Titan Quest, or something like that, and I'll probably be playing another couple games, probably some strategy games like Subcom or whatever. But yeah, stay tuned if you like these. Subscribe, go to the channel, whatever. I'm really not going to encourage you guys to do any much that's out of your way. So have a nice day, and I'll catch you later.